Konnichiwa and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the J-MELO report for, excuse me, the 4th of December 2011. And this week, the theme for the episode was about international reports. But before we get really into that, of course, I'm going to let you all know, if you don't know by now, the new CD from Perfume called JPN, which, yes, is the abbreviation for The Land That Rising Sun, is out and came out on the 30th of November. It is available through Amazon, however, it's only available through sellers. They don't sell the CD directly. And I will also tell you that if you want to get the CD, I suggest going through CD Japan. It's actually cheaper by like $40 because there's some people that don't understand the concept of being competitive with other stores. But anyway, there's also, by the way, the single Spice if you want to go and pick that up. Available through that store or CD Japan, of course. Now, so this week they were talking about different places in the world outside of Japan that that had fans of the J-pop genre. And some people did get their start, like I did, through listening to music from different Japanese animations. But there's also people that, you know, they grew to like different artists. Now I actually have a list of the places that members of Team J-MELO went this week. Jade, that is spelled Jay apostrophe ED, was in Beijing, China, where he met one fan. Joe, anyway, they actually showed back when he went to one store during Nisei week, and they were having a discussion about the artists that a lot of people liked, and of course, one in particular was the group we just mentioned, Perfume. Takihawa, went to the Netherlands. I'm not kidding you. Apparently, in that part of the world, J-pop genre actually has extended its reach out. I just think it's pretty cool. I have a friend who lives over there named Mark Vergier, who is a big fan of just music in general. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's one of those types of people, but you never know. Mei J. Now, she went to a couple places. One, this was surprising, London. Yeah. London, England actually has a fan base for the J-pop genre. Is that a bit surprising to me? Well, it depends what kind of music they like over there. Now, see, we all know that they were big on bringing us the Spice Girls. Wah wah. Unfortunately, they never gave us Americans a shy list of hearing Girls Aloud, ALOUD, or the Sugar Babes, so I'm kind of pissed off with them. But no, but I think that's actually pretty cool. But here was one that really surprised me. And I have a friend that lives in the Midwest. Chicago. I know what you're thinking. Eh? Yeah, Chicago. The Windy City. She also went there. She also went to Taipei, Taiwan, where there's the interesting thing about Taiwan is that's actually, hold on a second. Where I got this CD from. This is the CD Junjo by Arika Kato. I got this from a store from an Amazon seller in Taiwan called CD Bank, and bank is spelled B-A-N-Q. And I actually got here a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. Good stuff, by the way, too, as far as this CD. Anyways, Takahashi went to Paris, France. That was an interesting one, I gotta tell you. And some of these places that people went to, when you listen to, like, where some of these artists either got their start, or the fact that there's people that listen to the music, it makes you realize one thing. The scope of the J-pop, just Japanese music in general, your Enka, your Visual Kai, your J-rock, your J-pop, whatever, even jazz, which we'll get into in a second, has a reach broader than that little island nation. So we really, really, really need to pay attention now. Now here they also talked about some places where festivals occurred. Paris, France, remember we mentioned France, has something called the Japan Festival. LA has, of course, Nisei Week. We mentioned that back when we did the episodes of the report during those first two, during those two-part episodes. Like, there was also they also went to visit Seoul, Korea. Yeah, Korea. Now, the thing I thought that was interesting about that is Korea already has, its genre, which is called K-pop, Korean pop. But the fact that it also has, people that enjoy the Japanese genre isn't really that surprising, considering I believe it's, who is it? The artist Boa can sing in 3 languages: Japanese, Korean, English. Yeah, definitely an artist to check out. If I actually have one of her CDs, haven't listened to it yet. I'm kind of bummed about it. Well, I need to get to listen to that soon, so I can let you all know how it is. One, I thought that was kind of funny, kind of hysterical. They went to, excuse me, Shanghai, China, the Shanghai Expo 2010. Now, why I think that one was kind of funny? Oh, come on, we all know the story by now, don't we? We don't? Well, for those of you that don't, one particular song by the artist Meo Okamoto, who was my video pick of the week last week, not this week, last week, had a song which is plagiarized by the Shanghai Expo. The agency, Takuma Japan, went, yeah, you know that song you guys did? Well, it's a little too similar to one of ours did, and yeah, we need you to not do that song anymore. And it was actually the greeting for the expo, and it's the largest expo in the world. You know what ended up happening? Meo Okamoto's song actually was used for the greeting. Yeah. If you need to go find that song, it is in my... You can either check, I think, my favorites on this channel or the other channel, or go back to my video of the week from last week, and it's in the description. Now, they talked about also some artists where they got their start from. One American artist, I believe his name was Scott. I want to get it right. I want to say it was Scott Taylor. Guess where he got his start from? And he's a Japanese music artist. Chicago. Yeah, Chicago. And he's an American. That's the crazy part about it. Joe Inoue went, of course, to a club in LA. But here's the big one. And I actually wrote this one down. Kazumi Watanabe. For those of you who don't know who that is, he's a Japanese jazz musician. And he's a very good one. You should check him out sometime. When I tell you exactly where he got his start, you're going to shit yourself. Well, the guy who gave him his start lives in the place where peace, love, and music occurs. Woodstock. Woodstock, New York, folks. I don't know what to say, but when I heard that, I went, what? But at the same time, I thought it was awesome to hear that, you know. I sort of figured that New York was kind of a place where, like, Japanese artists would get their start in New York or LA. Heck, one Japanese artist, Utada Hikaru, was born in New York City. Yeah. So it doesn't surprise me. I think it's really cool to be perfectly honest. And, you know, it's one of those things that what this episode taught us was this. Excuse me. And I'm going to say this again. The Japanese music genres, all the different ones, are going to get fans outside of Japan. And the fact that here in America, especially, like I said, Chicago, that was a shocker to me. Because you would think it's like predominantly would be places like maybe Arizona, LA, New York, maybe Florida, but not like the places in the Midwest. What's next? We're gonna get a Canadian Japanese artist? Now that'd be cool. I ain't bragging on that either. I would love to see that, to be honest, but I don't know if we're gonna get to that point. But let me ask you, and it's actually funny because I'm gonna mention this. Since I started doing this report and I started this channel, my goal was to educate the American people on the Japanese music that I've listened to and that I've started to find through YouTube and J-MELO and all that stuff. But what's actually funny is it's actually worked in reverse. But it's actually it's cool. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing this no matter what. So, but what are your thoughts on the, shall we say, the reach of Japanese music expanding throughout the world? The Netherlands, France, England, you know, the US, in New York, Chicago, LA, wherever. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. So please do me a favor. In the description down below after you watch this video, please leave any comments or video responses that you may have. And I will talk to you all on Wednesday for our next anime opening video. Alrighty? We're ending. You all have a great week, my friends. Until then, sayonara.